a leader character out there. And what that person essentially does is they take people from one place to another. And what often justifies them to be in the leadership role is they've already been to where they're taking people, right? They know what's in front of them. They have seen whatever obstacles are going to be in the way for those that haven't gone through that journey yet. So they usually have a similar backstory to their audience. They usually have been where the people that they're talking with, they've usually been where they're at, and now they've gone on to something else, and they're able to lead them to that because they've gone through it and they know what's in front of them. What are those challenges going to be? And they can anticipate and coach people to avoid them or how to go through them with the least amount of pain per se, right? Because sometimes work isn't always going to be rainbows and gumdrops. There might be a little growing pain, but the leader can lead them through that because they know what's to be expected, right? They just usually have already achieved those results that the audience wants. That's where you can start thinking about some of the mentors you pay attention to and some of the gurus and things out there that you look up to, is they've probably made it to somewhere where you're at. And so you see them as a leader in the space. You understand with me? So that's one of the 4 identity types when we start talking about your attractive character. The second one is going to be the Crusader, right? This one's identify with this one a lot. It's those that are curious for discovery. They may not necessarily have all the answers, because I'll tell you straight up, I don't know it all, but what I'm doing in the video series is to tell you all I know. And so I really identify with this one of just boldly going out and you go after discoveries, right? Because you may not know all the answers to the how, but you know that there's a capability of getting it, and so you're just going to go for it and figure it out. I think in the last video where I talked about it, when I sold one of my first websites, I didn't really know how I was going to build it. I just knew that I could on the platform because of research, but I had never really done it, and so I just crusaded my way into it, right? And so I personally identify a lot with the Crusader role. And that basically what it is it's a person who knows there's a truth out there and they're looking for it. And then what they try to do is to bring that back, almost like if I go out and I'm searching for these discoveries and I find the gold, I bring the loot back and I share it, right? And that's where it's like you share the information that you're learning along the way with your audience. And that's what I'm doing in these videos, is just sharing information to help you guys be more successful in your businesses, especially when you're competing in the online space, right? The ticket to entry is very low cost to get into this space, but it does take a little bit of work. And so what I'm doing is crusading my way through it and sharing information to help you be more successful with it. Do you feel me on that? So the Crusader, it's similar to the leader, but instead of necessarily leading, saying I'm gonna say that I've not made millions of dollars online yet, keyword yet, but as I'm making my journey through the space, I'm bringing back the information and sharing and giving it to you guys. Cool. I hope that's okay. I hope you like me sharing. If I can, please get a like, throw the likes up in there on this one at that point. Now, the third thing, when we start talking about different identities, is with the attractive character, the third identity is going to be someone who's the reporter. And what the reporter does is they may not necessarily have all these amazing results out there, but they know that the trails have been proven because they know people have done it. And so what the reporter does is they actually go out into the marketplace and they go and discover those truths, right? And what it is whenever they are doing like interviews or things that when they're interviewing the experts, they're reporting on the story, or they're using a lot of other people's case studies and they're like, hey, check this out. Such and such was doing this. And so they're sharing stories that are out there with you. They're reporting, almost like if you think in news, they may not necessarily, again, have done all the things that they're reporting on, but they're documenting it and telling those stories for you. And they're bringing that information in front of you. Do you follow me on that? So essentially what it is again, I'm just peeking at my notes here, is that they are the ones that are sharing their discoveries, and they know that people have already made the journey. And so they make sure to document it, right? Because some people can go through the journey and they're not great at documenting it, where people that have more of the reporter role, they're great at documentation. And so they'll simplify information and share it back with the communities that they are mentoring towards, or that they're in front of, that is their audience. Okay. So the fourth identity of characters that we're going to be going through is this one, is the reluctant hero. These are the people that are very humble. They don't really care a whole lot about the spotlight, but they know they have something to share. You're right. They've got to get this out there. Has to share, right? So essentially, as a reluctant hero, is they know that whatever it is that they've discovered, or that those secrets are so important that even though they might be uncomfortable being in front of the spotlight or doing some of this on getting on camera, because they have the hero part in them, even though they're reluctant, they get out there and share it anyways, because they know that the discovery is so important that it's going to help people. And so they're willing to make themselves a little bit vulnerable to get the message out and share. It's almost like they have like a moral code or a duty within them to make sure others are aware of it. You can think of, I mean, just talking to this video, just thinking like moral code. You have some pharmaceutical companies that charge you an arm and a leg for stuff, and then you have people that invent the cure for, what was it, I believe polio, and they just gave it away, right? I mean, it was their moral code to share that. How freaking awesome is that, right? They could have made like millions. It's like I said, how could we? I don't have all their quotes, but I just remember seeing a thing about the gentleman that did that, and it was. Or doctors per se did that. I just thought, like, how amazing is that? They found the cure to an epidemic at that time, and rather than taxing the people, they just gave away. That was like their moral code, right? So that it's their duty that compels them, because the spotlight again is uncomfortable. Or another fun way I like to look at the reluctant hero is almost like Captain America and Iron Man. They're both heroes, but the way they carry themselves are completely different. I would call Captain America a little more of the reluctant hero. He just has the job and the duty to get done. But he doesn't really care about the spotlight. Whereas Iron Man wants all the spotlight in the world. He's very much, I would say, like half leader Crusader per se, because he has all the answers and he just goes for things with just assuming it's going to work out half the time. So, but again, when you tie these back, they're both heroes per se, are icons, but how they go about doing what they do are completely different. Right. So I hope that makes a good tie-in if you guys are following me on this. So again, most of you, as we went through those four, you're going to identify with one of those four identity types. I mean, because we're doing a quick recap of this, you got your four identity types. We have the leader, and essentially what they're doing is they're telling where they've been and where to go because they've been there, right? Then you have the Crusader, which they tell the stories of adventure, of figuring it out, and like, hey, look what I just discovered, or hey, check this out, this is what I'm doing right now. Also, then we have like our reporter, where they know people have done things, so they go out there to find those case studies or those people, and they interview them, and they bring their information back to you. They share those people's results and those people's successes with you. They're reporting on it. And then last, we have our like reluctant heroes, where they're there to share the information to help others, even if they're uncomfortable or shy to do so. They don't keep it back because they know it's important. So they have this code of conduct to actually like put things out there. So if you're following along in this video series, like in my last video, we talked about the four elements. Well, this is now where you tie in some of those elements to the identity. You follow me on this? We're going to tie in the last video, we're talking about the elements of an attractive character. We want to tie that to your identity. And this is going to start to formulate your brand and your messaging when you communicate with your audience. All right. The next video I'm going to be talking about with attractive characters is actually going to be their storylines and what's the type of storyline you want to tell when you're communicating. And this is all going to tie in. If you're following by piece and taking notes, this is really going to blow up how you brand yourself into the marketplace. So with that, depending where you are in your online journey, because we're not all necessarily in the same spot, necessarily do we all even start at the same spot, but depending where you're at, I do have a free online business launch kit. It's at funnelgrowthclub.com. It's absolutely free. You go in there and opt in. It's a free online launch kit that walks you through step by step how to get an online sales funnel built, right? And also has a course in there as a bonus that it's not even advertised, but it teaches you how to create your own offer sequences and where to put them in to your online sales funnel. So if you have not started and you're catching some of these videos, you're thinking, this is interesting, but I don't know how this parlays. That's a great area for you to start at. But for those of you that actually have already started in the process and you're already there, I actually have what I call a pro plan with Funnel Growth Club. I have a pro plan, which is kind of like the next level, the next tier. And when you upgrade to pro, essentially what it is, go to funnelgrowthclub.com/GoPro. When you upgrade to pro, you're going to get access to a lot of things that are going to totally leverage your time. You're going to have premium templates readily available to deploy. You're going to have software add-ons that just enhance how your business can perform online. I'm also going to be teaching more in-depth courses, videos like this, but taken to the next level, even the next level in details and application. I really walk through step by step how to do things. And there are various courses that help you with running an online business. And doesn't mean those of you in retail, your business should be online. This stuff parlays into how do you monetize as additional stream to your business through the online landscape. Everything is working their way to digital. You want to place yourself in front of that. Plus, also we do live mastermind Q&A. So if you're actually stuck on hump, you get direct access to me to go with finding resolutions to get you over your speed bumps. We're there to help you be successful. That's the whole point of putting these videos out here, is to get you started on the pathway. And then the upgrade plan is to work at a more intimate level to help you get the type of results that you're looking for. And right now, it's not going to be at this forever, I promise. But for right now, I've got it. It's 85 cents a day. And I'm talking about $3,000 worth of value that you're able to get access to for less than 85 cents a day. Why am I doing that? Because I'm trying to give back and make it a no-brainer. I mean, really. But here's the deal. As I add more courses into it, because every month I put a course into the pro plan, every time I add a course, the price is going to go up. Okay. But those of you that lock in stayed locked in at your price. So that's kind of a value to you. If you sticking with me as I'm building this out, you're going to get rewarded because your membership never changes, right? But those that come later, their membership is going to be different because the Funnel Growth Club Pro account is going to have so many other courses already in it. So depending on your journey, take a look at, again, we have the free online launch kit, or for those of you, and maybe you just know that you're going in all the way, you can go get the free online launch kit, and then the next page you will see some information about the pro plan to upgrade to just take your business to the next level. With that, guys, if you got any questions in this, whether you've caught this live or even replays, drop them in the comments below. I will take time to respond to you and answer those questions. It's important for me to help you get success with all this information. So if you have questions, drop them down. Or if you would like to make sure I talk about a topic that you're having a challenge with, put those in the comments below. I'll definitely add it to my list of topics to be presenting to you guys. And with that, I appreciate your time. Have a great day.